If I were to clarify it, if I were to clarify this method in front of you, what would I be able to say? There must be a simple sentence that would align all motions of this presentation, like a certain exact contrast. That is, there is the infinite outside objective reality, there is the infinite domains of experience, the domains of the psychic. So all of this is placed on the altar of the possibility of unifying these. All of this work, all of this effort is placed clearly on the altar of unifying these two domains. There is one type of language drive that is related to the outrageous vision. That is, what is the most wonderful gift I could give? What is the most wonderful life I would like to live? What is the most astonishing possibility of vision? So, I would like to stand with my friends in such dances. I would like to stand in front of a true friend with our faculties developed thus, in such morphologies of dances that would be immediately a communication of live, organic scriptures of continuous, complete revelation. That is, these scriptures would be the attainment of a non-dual morphology of being, meaning that a scripture of a complete structure of horizons would be unified with all the resources involved in projecting a physical domain of existence. So how would that be if I would have such a friend with whom we would be so... Let's speak thus. I stand in the honest pursuit of understanding the possibility of the very common present moment of experience. The very possibility of this simple present moment of experience has two sides of it. First of all, there is this conscious representation of physical space that I kind of have an idea, continuously I have an idea, an awareness of what's happening in physical space. There's a forest, there's the ocean, there's like some cities, like some kind of fucking universe. Okay. On the other hand, there is a past and the future. There are certain experiences in my life. I do not consciously have a view on them, but the full configuration of them is continuously active and present. And actually this is the whole ground of the possibility of mind. It's like if one wants to stand in real life, if one wants to become aware of the ground of possibility of existence, the ground of possibility of any experience, be it experience of perception, of sensation, of will, of speech, whatever, there is no possibility of responsible standing, shaping, creating responsible experience unless the ground is not taken into consideration, unless there is no full awareness of the whole ground of the possibility of any motion of will. So it's like you have this immense contrast between an impossible task, like an immensely outrageous pursuit, And on the other hand, you have this understanding that actually it's the very beginning. It's like the basic foundation of any possible life. Like you step into this unbearable, like putting together two sentences that are just unbearable to hold. One of it is the taste of such an outrageous, impossible task. By any measure, it is so untouchable. And on the other hand, you have this, all of the voices of suffering in your life that tells you, actually there is no life here, actually there is no possibility of love here, so you have no other chance but that. So if one can hold together these two experiential situations, these two positions, one can stand in the very structure of this method. Come on. Oh. So, if I would imagine these theological debates, or let's say some sort of, if tantric practices are related to shaping morphologies of experiential realms or universes in common language, what would these wild, fierce, ferocious dances of world shaping be like? So, of course, this is not kindergarten. Okay, so if I were to stand in front of you in an adequate body that would be coherent in its capacity, if I were to desire such a life in which we would stand in clarity related to this, the fullness of the architecture of the possibility of the present moment. So I stand in this, on the ground of this discipline. It's like a vow that I will not accept anything less than this complete realization. So I stand in front of you in the quest for an adequate body that will hold this non-dual structure, that is simultaneously this monumental physical configuration of a body, that is a complete translation of this total scripture of a total life that is somehow with the taste of revelation, but also with the taste of full union, like this sacred dense intimacy of the meeting of the lovers in their night of union. So, what if this was possible? Two friends would be able to inhabit such monumental, outstanding bodies, that is, maybe, like, I think of the rock formation in Ile-de-Bas. It's like this monstrous, fierce, it's almost like a mountain structure. I have spent time in that place so I can move them. To move a physical structure to inhabit it, meaning to place your will into a physical structure, is like the capacity to do this relates to either integrity or the standing in the full purified scope, like the purpose of your being. If you can stand there in the purpose, the central direction, in clarity, in purity, then you know that everything joins you. Like if you stand in the center, then you know you have the love of everything else, like you have the participation of everything else. So this is kind of technical indication of how to step into matter, to place will or place mind into material structure. So if you know that this fierce beast-like formation, this like fierce power will join you because of the purity of your love, then what will you do? That is the question. What do you do with that? So when one asks such a question, what can you do? It's so important that in our imagination it's like doing something in the present moment or doing something in physical space, but that's not the case. You have the fullness of time and space open, so then an action or a destiny in such dimension means actually to move through time, like to produce the type of action that is stretching through time. A configuration of event that spans through time. So this is when you need the resource, the awakened resource of physical space, so as to produce some kind of adventure in the fabric of time. It's like, come on. So if I remember how these stones, these rocks were able to fly around me, I would need to step into the true necessity of it, like when you step into the true need. I know that these rocks were able to destroy this tumor, this inertial prison of physical space. So it's quite coherent that I think of Sophia and I understand how we join destinies into a certain form of mission, or like I want to understand how our destinies are joining forces into a certain clarified mission, and then if I have clarity on this, then I need certain bodies to be able to contemplate how that happens. Come on. I stretch my hand to find you. I stretch my hand. It's like the first person I could meet. It's like in this discipline of absence. I know that this structure of destiny works with this discipline of absence. I can hear the calling of your absence. I produce this scripture of my possibility through this discipline of absence. I shall summon the true texture, the true fabric of this scripture of our adventure with this equation of the battles of absence. Come on. Go!